sum up, wrap up everything you said so far, what Islamic cosmology stands for, even the hierarchy of being and knowledge, especially this idea. You can elaborate that and compare it with modern cosmology that we know.
I'm not an expert of modern cosmology, but to sum up the whole thing, I will take another 1 hour and 20 minutes. Well, I can certainly reiterate some of the things that are presented through the work of Professor Nasser in the Islamic cosmology work. First of all, of course, I implore you to read it if you can. Many of the thoughts are philosophical, it may not be, some terms may not be comprehensible and so forth, but with the help of the dictionary of Muslim philosophy, you can crack many of them and read it. But the essential thought is that the universe has symbolic character. The universe has meaning. And all that is around us is impacted by what goes on in the universe, and the human beings are not immune from the movements of the celestial bodies. All that goes inside of us is also mimics the universe, which, when we say that, it does not mean that everything is predetermined. The human agency does not have any role to play there. Within these ineluctable laws of the universe, the laws that do not change, the laws of nature, is the presence of God which can change his laws. That God who has made his laws also has the ability to break his laws. So the ineluctable laws of nature that always follow a certain law. The sun rises from the east and sets in the west. It doesn't happen that the sun rises in the north one day. Accident. It doesn't happen. Or all of these are laws of nature that they are followed by celestial bodies with regularity. But amongst human beings, some things can happen that defy the laws of nature. We can have a baby who is born without a father. We can have a man who splits the sea with his rod, and his rod turns into a serpent. We have a man who sits on the rock and goes through the 7 heavens. Now, these are not laws of nature because you and I cannot do that. Neither have we seen anybody who has done that. These are what we call the mu'jizat, miracles. And the religion itself is based upon miraculous miracles. If there is no miracle, there is no religion. And if there is no religion, there is no traditional cosmology that brings us the laws of nature and their understanding. Therefore, in all that is happening around us, we also know that we are locked into certain things, but we, especially as human beings, especially have been given also the power of prayer, that we can also alter our own course of events, define the cosmological laws by invoking God and asking Him to intervene. And that soul itself is, in the grand scheme of things, is ordained.